After we get your PNOE results back, it comes into a paper that's pretty easy to understand, and we'll go over it with you. So I'm gonna show you a client's progression as we went through this PNOE. So this is gonna be her metabolic test that came in. So the first thing that we're gonna look at is this number right here. So when you are at rest, we wanna have most of your fuel source come from fats. We can see from over here that blue line is gonna be her fats. It's only using 44%. The rest is gonna be all carbohydrates, which is gonna be 56%. So that means that she's not fat adapted and she's not using her fat as a fuel source. And when we work out, we wanna make sure, especially at rest, that we're using our fats as a fuel source. A lot of people wanna lose fat. This is the best way, is to get this ramped up as high as we can. And we're looking for a number that's closer to 80 to 90%. So this tells us right here that she should not have carbohydrates in her diet, that we need to put her on more of a ketosis diet so that her body can start using that fat as a fuel source. Then we look down here at what her metabolism looks like. You can see she's above average, almost into the fast range, which means that she's gonna respond really good to us. Sometimes clients have a very slow metabolism, and that's a whole different ballpark of what we have to do. We can even get blood work with one of our doctors, and we can look at your hormones. But this is telling us right here that she needs to go on a low carb. So if we take those carbs away, her body's gonna have to use that fat, but her metabolism looks great. This is the second part of that test that comes back. It's gonna show us what her basal metabolic rate is. So this is gonna be how many calories you burn doing nothing. If you just laid in bed all day, you're still gonna burn calories. So it's just calories to sustain life, organ function, brain function. She's coming in about 1,500. Now it's gonna show us her daily activity, so working, moving around, how much she's gonna burn within that day. And then of course it's gonna give us one for exercise, and how much if she's gonna work out for 45 minutes continuous, doing moderate intensity cardio, what kind of number that we should expect from that as far as calories burned. Now if we added all those guys up on a day that she does work out, she's gonna burn 2,433 calories. On a day that she doesn't work out, so we're just gonna add up these two, it's gonna be 1962. So we will be able to look at that, and if she wants to do weight loss, then we create a deficit off that. So this report will show us what that deficit looks like. So on a day that she works out, she's burning 2,400 calories. So if we want to create a deficit, if we put her at 1,900 calories, she's going to lose. Days that she doesn't work out, she's at 1,900 calories. If we put her on something closer to her resting metabolic rate, something about 1,500, we know that she's going to have a deficit to lose weight. Now this report isn't just for weight loss, it's for maintenance calories too as well. It gives us what those would be, or if the opposite, if you're trying to put on muscle, it'll show us how much you should eat extra to go into a surplus to put on muscle mass. I wanted to show you her second. So the date between these two tests was exactly 2 months. And I wanted to show you from putting her on that keto diet, because it showed that that's what she needed. We took her fat burning from 40%, like I mentioned, up to 72. So we're almost at that 80, 90 mark. And then her carbohydrate went to 28. So you can see it's a way different line here. And we still have the same metabolism. So that means now, is putting her on that diet, we can start to introduce a little amounts of carbohydrates because her body is really efficient at burning fat. So this is her second report 2 months later, and you can see how we switch that over, which is what we want. And then next we're gonna show you what that does composition-wise. This is her results from her InBody. So we use an InBody to set up people's macros once we get this report, tell them how much they should be eating for protein, carbohydrates, and fat. So like I mentioned, this female, when she first came in and she did this report, she was sitting at 15.8% body fat. We switched her over to keto because this is what the test showed us that she would be better at. Switched over to fat burning. She had a great metabolism. And after those 2 months that we did, after we rechecked her, she went from almost 16%, 15.8, to 10.7. So she lost 5% body fat. She kept the same muscle mass. She only lost muscle mass, by, actually it's the exact same number. So we didn't lose any muscle mass, and all she lost in those 2 months was that pure fat. So this is what you can expect when you have a nutrition that's customized to you, with how much protein, fats, carbohydrate, the calories, and then even looking at your metabolism and how your fat burning is. These are results that you can expect from a test like this. So you'll know the custom nutrition and what you should be doing.